for and you may be a will be a Yamawaka by around TV so around radio so and you may. Yet I was so a fabrena only a chicken como, it was so a fabrena sabre one year, every share and the annuary. Now you know what chicken como and the media yet, you know, your program to health is well protected, no, and then your opinion back, Dr. Bako and then Obekanya home. One year a chicken como for mental health, ho additional education and na enyumre doctor ebebre nyo bia say Dr. Philip Ofori-Yentumi ono na enyumre yensa kana wabala yin so ene no ebetwetwe nkomo ene nti yesrew ba bia wo bia fro bi na obi enfro bi onsa kan link ni babo modi be na subscribe se bia de bia no ye ba program so a obeti na afi wo so one watie fo ne wonu nia no wo busua mo nya emu echefa ene program no ehia yen bebrebe ye number no so betu dwa na afi se wo assemble se bi na wetimi a wetimi afre ana wo test yen so a ye be kai ama doctor at 510 9310946 no so na doctor akata enti sabredi empese and doctor Philip Ofori-Yentumi e wala na so doc ba joti menka
me patcho ai doc me talk apa
ye de nyame asese nyame ede aba around radio so around TV so ye de nyame asa ma wakwa abanso bi.
Yeah, eja.
Yo, and the Sabre said the idea for your born the room, but say, Hamado Kakra bi na or share or money the show de my and then or introduce my affair question was a busana. I said, the man can obey me test it and I bet my friend that also obusa question. A mental health once some the other can here pa dog. My menya hamakakra and sanafe, Messa Bumbi, Medawasi Brebe.
Yo, Miss Medase. Yo, etiefo ne ahwefo me mamu nyina adwo emamo ha ba bibiara owo enwumre na meda Dr. Tutu ene na pamfo so ase ewo akwanya a modi amame se menemo embehye adesua a etise me ntimi hu se buhu me slides na me PowerPoint presentation na if not enyahwe okay all right I think say abaso say and you know, memoir follow with me. Now you go through the presentation. Now, but I say me try na my as quickly as possible in terms of the presentation. Now, yet me ebusa questions. Say be ya you bet me enyamre more ebusa questions enti. Me try my presentation itself as quickly as possible. Now, there were so many definitions you tie edema mental health. Now, the area me depa ene the uhui ene the uhui if you World Health Organization hono na the entia me de no nyoma kakra bi nti na meboso ama wahu the entia na na yadesua de na yesua no say mental health 101 and you know we're going to talk about the basics ni nyina so okra na ne fapem na afedie mredi enim no yetimi abuild on it na yedeko. Now, I'm the definition when I made no. I say it is a state of well-being in which the individual realizes his or her own abilities. So one kasa uhu nyoma ubetimi aye. Now ubetimi so a copy with normal stresses, which means to say there are some stresses are any normal. But normal day-to-day stresses or academic stresses, financial stresses, relationship stresses, normal ones, you know, ubetimi copy with it. Ana ubetimi aye adwuma so productively and fruitfully. Ohona na ema definition we no. This is one of it in terms of the productively and fruitfully. It is all did dwumadie bia. Emfa ho ne baby a wo ne dwumadie a wo ye. De wo ye bia no say nye productive, na say nye fruitful aba eni so a. Na say mental health no we have a problem. And also no, to be able to make a contribution to his or her own community. And it's leave me alone for na saying abaso no. Bibia ejina yeso. Until make say if you are not able to make a contribution to your community, so what's a funness or your contribution towards the progress of the church or society bimu ebia Santiago Gang Association and I say a Northern Association, Airway Association, whatever organization won't be no. So what mean your contribution towards it? Then we say you're mentally not healthy. Won't pay attention. I say any mental illness. nti enye yare no ho asem na meka na adwuma apomuden ho asem na impempe de meka ho asem. Okay, enti moma memfa enoma bi entoto ho se ebenya nyinaso no na afide de esua ade no. Won se wo kidney issue a etimi ma o blood pressure ekosoro. Sanso na onya long term hypertension so a etimi affect wo kidney. Okay, me mecho de enti a meye sa efato ho no. Sanso na wo akoma yare enso a etimi ema o pressure enso kosoro. So o pancreas nye adwuma anase nye adwuma yi a ema o diabetes. Sanso na overweight, being overweight anase say ye didie mu nso etimi ma ye diabetes. Okay, eti nyoma mienu am person hye no so wa ha say maba organs mienu din a ema ye hypertension, which is yakoma yare any your kidney, right? Like yakoma any your kidney. Etimi ma hypertension, so those are the organs. Sanso na see the mental health nso a ya dwenom no the way a ese function no. Se nyoma bi enkoso yi a etumi ma ye mental health issues. Sanso na chemical imbalances into no sisi an me ka de wa dwene mu ankasa etimi ene ye past experiences enioma bi ato ye pen etimi di adwemu dem ema yetimi nya adwuma pomuden ho a problem, right? Mo pay attention to me words no say me use apomuden na I mean apomuden me use mental illness a me pa che adwemu eyarewa ensusuye wom enti yem pay attention wo no. Sanso na your lifestyle, overweight, diet, lack of exercise, it may by diabetes or hypertension, right? See a year, it may control your hypertension. So, in the same way, also, no, certain things happens in our life. So, also see, I'm managing the year, and also to be my mental health issues, that can lead to mental illness issues. And it say financial stresses, yesika se munko ya, academic, relationship, ene de ekika ho nyina. Enti no me pese me de yarewa yenim hypertension, diabetes, cancer de ekika ho. Eme yetimi de nyanti ase efa adwemu apomuden ho. Now, adwen a yemododo na ewo efa adwuma apomuden ho ni. Oh, Ghana for the yenye depressed. Ah, that one Ghana ni are depressed. And yes, ka for yare o. Abrofo no na omo hotel mo. Saa 70 bi na ye tie eka. Ana oh bibie no no ete say anxiety. Uni amaso na ye show, my hot. Na sa hot na wa ye no. Ene de we hin. Right? Enti no saa so na se oka se wo mental health issue a we kra nye illness no. Oh, I'm not mentally sound, and as I say, I'm having some challenges at this point. You look down upon. I say, what your warm rate, and into now what it be at system. And as I say, it's seen as a sign of weakness, right? So you can't agree up with the one. Now the air ya crampo they say, okay, so obi or mental illness at this point make yare or mental illness, and also mental health issues, either agree up with and as I agree yare. Oh, our border. Dear air yakra no. And the abanisa na my yam pessy a basic treatment. Now, Bra yam pessy a basic treatment and it makes it worse. Because a program go baby, na make a depression, a PTSD, was na a major of the US Army or a Ghanaian now or so. Oh, yeah, no, he was challenging, say PTSD, depression, anxiety are not mental illnesses or had started semester. So I took the time and the opportunity to educate him on what mental illnesses are and the various kinds are you. It's Mumameka say you more than 300 ebra hasa. You can say mental illnesses in poor and your mental health. Mental illnesses are you yare ahodo na aye diagnosed near treating na ebra hasa over 300. And you say yeah mental health ho asem. Nessa what do I drink with C7 obi a wapantuma obi onama bonte obi a oka semensi so nkwa so a. Then I want to say, what deviate all the way from the subject matter. Eti ebi ni saying depression, anxiety, obi owo positional defiant behavior. Ya mamuno yente hu yente but yare oho pa. Ye beka so otati etua, right? Obi also all bipolar, mood swings, of course na bafel. Addiction, you mo ahodo whether chemical, food, your sister social media addiction so honum any de keka ho porn addiction sex addiction ni nyina e wo honum answer the dual diagnosis. Dual diagnosis is a case where somebody has more than one condition. So they could have an addiction issue and then a mental health issue. Example, obi or bipolar. Now or you sue marijuana. And you know, so you're addicted to the marijuana and also you're addicted to the alcohol now. We can say they have dual diagnosis, which is alcohol addiction and bipolar, right? Your eating disorders and also your more who do be the most common ones you attack some obi or bulimic and I say anorexic. Obi a anorexic ni obi a won pay edidie no bulimic ni ne ye de obedi so bepe kwan foforo so abene. Your ADHD and I say become ADD. Then they separate the ADD from the ADHD. But either way, no, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. You realize the same we do deficit in me policy because we person who the clear distinction. So one has deficit with the attention or more concentration was almost no enya omo tai enya emwa because the American say oh akra we do akra or odi onye obi opekasa right into almost ane there the entire empe emwa emmo because we think you say oh they are very nice and quiet and sana ye wo obi so a oye hyperactivity for no into the obodo your mom ye keka no into for them it's much easier for their problem to be recognized and therefore us to seek help for them therefore be treated into the your ADD no honum ana ADHD no and as I said the hyperactivity no so on and sana your autism spectrum si ye ka yarewa podo bi na si ye ka spectrum a na che se e sha se fi baby edikosi baby enti ye ka so be autistic and all autistic case and that's all autistic cases do not present the same until the low functioning autistic and I all the high functioning autistic. Me share picture be I think it's still me one phone or so of an autistic kid who drew the whole of New York City after being traveled on after traveling on a helicopter. Into omo de net na helicopter so ana omo de ne fa New York City ni so osi bae no ana draw out of memory or draw the whole New York City. Into so nam JFK a ubon say ebo honum kakraka. That was done by an autistic kid. Autistic kids ni bi won ma they are extremely good with music because of almost senses in the way it's and you know certain instruments they play extraordinarily. They are also very good artistic art and they are also very very particular with details but then you know said the mechanical a spectrum into you know a vary not all are the same. You will be always schizophrenic into your case will be schizophrenia typically they have psychosis or they may have paranoia, fixed false belief, no, paranoia, the fear of something happening. They may have delusions, a fixed false belief about themselves or somebody else. They also may be having hallucinations. You can also be hallucinating. You more who do be your auditory hallucinations or te ene say nene kasa. Your visual hallucinations ohunyoma obu a woni no unhu. Your tactile hallucinations or feel say enyoma enam ne ho. Ni nyina no ewo ho no. Enti sa group no ana typically no empempi no ye dey adwin kosi omoso say obi or mental illness. And your learning disabilities are who also honum, dyslexia for honum, and others. And you know, half of the mental health illnesses is half of the mental health illnesses, you know, it happened before the age of 14. Before the age of 14. And this is very important because yeah, na in pain p ye hunin na yetime treaty. And to be who no na afi de akra no de nyi. Na afi de problem no akwakoye more. Okay. Now, me pese me ka so say eba adwuma pomuden ho nsem a enye abrofo yare enye mpanimfo yare, enye mmofra yare, enye hiafo yare, enye omo a mo nkwa asori anaze wa ogidie mu nye den yare. Mo ma menka se ye treat from mmofrem ekosi mpanimfo pa. My treaty a Roman father who had depression. Epe. And any religious mrayebi and awo. There be ubet me I very religious. Yet you may have a mental problem. 1 in 4 is affected by a mental illness. Into when you yari nankasa, right? Into mumi ansha den so sa. Suicide is the third leading cause of death. The other one I'm a person who pay attention. Other two actually. People of color are less likely to receive care, partly due to lack of access. As I said, Bia, to for an answer Hispanics one, not facilities and any sir. The other thing also is said, mmɔfra or more anxiety and narcissistic depression or more time any treatment, especially before mu esai adwene a yɛwɔ ɛfa ho enti. Now, mommy share some of the stresses, na afede me de baako mienu bɛka ho. Menya slides ni nyina na yɛ busa questions. Enti stresses ni bi won ma say si so a whether financial, education, relationship, whatever. Say eba ne say eba how a manifesting ni. Obu onum a odidi less. Obu onum so a mani didi more. Enti no they may be eating more using that as a coping skill for the problem they're going through. It was also an inability to concentrate or poor concentration. And to don't even pay attention to their was oh yeah. It was also a poor judgment. No maybe one ma an amount to so to a fahono on to me and to an amompa and fahon. And sanaba a bibia so a ecosono or who as negative, right? And anxious and racing thoughts. It was a constant worrying. Tembiano odi yaw. And chene the buofu. It was a munya palpitations. Ubo na nakuma boni peri peri. It was a nakuma yene ya. It was also they turn to drugs. And whatever situation they're going through, instead of finding a good behavior to manage it, now for the modi in rose and okay. And a nervous habit. And two boys will go on ma. Na okay kind of more. Sebe when you come na ya na dino. Na ebia na situation be a woman or feeling anxious into I nervous. Now if it was started kind of more. Obo ma obo se no started APC. Obu odom so obo na the same as started 1850, right? Some may also feel overwhelmed and it may exhibit in so many other ways. And some of the conditions, maka anxiety, maka depression, maka mienu ya boom, na machere basically and so yeah wom na afede me open am ebusa questions. Okay. The first one, anxiety and depression. And yafa ne say depression obi a owo efem. Anxiety obi a owo so. Enti no se wo mi say ya benkum die 0, nifa die 10, right? Enti benkum no ye obi a were depressed. Nifa no so ye obi a were very anxious. Enti no on the normal day no, it was operating between 4 and 6. Yes, yes, it's okay when it fluctuates and I say it ranges between that 4 and 6, because some you nipa and some to ye bibi yintino okosho no abafem kakra okay. But then say be about 3, 2 one ma yes akwe or yeah depressed. Nature so mood keka coffee, which means say or symptoms ni nyina no typically etete coffee, right? And to bon say obi a want to mean that papa oni atenka oni ahoden oni interest to do things oni na dwe no entimi fashion fast enough bibia coffee or ye depressed. Now if you do 2, 1 0 no dia now if you are very depressed, okay? Until I know yes I coffee no. So that's office 7 8 so you see or you anxious or you keka now if the ufi 9 and so quarter no now if you are very anxious until that is when you have all the symptoms of anxiety. After you are restless, trembling, ubos a home was so obu on mobile says so you're very anxious wogina check up ebi wo hodoma not in all cases obi wonma wogina check out mu se be man no ho po won wo bi a ne buafu ama afi de ne ewo so na ne padua na kasa so ewo so eno wo ho ana yo obi wo so a oye anxious so a na ne palms said dem kind no sweat eti me say no say ebi ameka say nipa dodo anim na say anxiety na ba na me say start for a say eka campaign for wo no say we amonim a wo na me de me nsa ehye me bottom ebi wo so me de me nsa benkum a lot of illustrations wouldn't my beggar say a branch to more than on penny forecast and the session but to there be antissa been sema for na me paper. Oh, etino and no hono. And I feeling constantly on the edge as a baby babesi, a baby body babesi, and to tell piano because you are constantly on the edge, you are always irritable. It's a cheddar woeful and cheddar baby how. And I'm also to be concentrated because you may even have racing thoughts again in them and to me baby for so. Ebu also ontimi ndeye whether depression or anxiety for one reason or the other no either one omuntimi ndeye obu also odebeye nda especially depression for no obu on more odebeye nda wait about that 12 hours ana fast and irregular heartbeat almost wakuma ebo peri na fe do humi a ensi so obu on ma o se asem no asi ne yam right etimi ema nya diarrhea and also say ne yam keka no enti ne nyina mu no anxiety no so ye omu ahodo bebre so na depression so ye omu ahodo akra but anxiety no it could be panic attacks social anxiety agoraphobia claustrophobia specific phobias such as needles and all of that enti no ye omu ahodo bebre but esa say menim say bi obe question bi enti no memma okwan ne wabusa na bra wo busa no na aboa ametime yi no ma ahodo a wo ho no so ano nti opani me de besi ha say for now na ya je questions no na yet me e de aboa
yo baby a woti enka bia doctor ana wade na asem no eba na wie no onya wie de watie ne de waka no epese se wo ho asem bia obetimi afre ana se obetimi afre wo 240 280 2633 no so misisu bi 240 280 2633 no so anaasɛ wobɛtumi afrɛ ɛwɔ whatsapp number no so no wobɛtumi atɛste yɛ hɔ a wowɔ ghana na baabi a wiase fa no baabi a na apɛ sɛ wofrɛ a wɔte yɛnka na apɛ sɛ wofrɛ a wobɛtumi afrɛ wɔ whatsapp number no so 510-931-0946 no so ana wobɛtumi atɛste ɛwɔ tɛste yɛ deɛ ɛwɔ biara no yɛbɛma wayɛ aware na doctor ɛwɔ line so deɛ wakyerɛ yɛ mu na yɛde ato dwa na ansa na no ɔma yɛntwa ho ketewa bi mmerɛ na afei yɛba
Kosuwa na ti era one radio empenyini say yensoma na motenten yesoma banyasafo era one radio yede nsem anomuaye ebre
yo atiefo yɛdamase sɛ mofa brɛna sabre mo ne yɛ twɛn de yɛka ne sɛ dwumadi na yɛgu suo no ɛno nti bɔmmɔden bia wetumi afrɛ na afei wo so wabusa question bi a wɔ sɛ wo nsa ka link no bi a bɔmmɔden bia na hyɛ ma wɔ bi na obi so frɛ obi subscribe yɛ link no na doctor question baako a bɛne obi si aye woka bi fa opposition defiance behavior na ɔpɛ sɛ wohu sɛ saa issue no ɛsɛ wɔse nipa mu Ghana foto bi a nipa ku bi hyia na yɛ dwena ase bi ho a na baako bi te de bia na sɛm ne de namba bi yɛ gyina yɛ kan sɛ ɔno nko na nte ase ne de bia ɛyɛ soronko na ɔpɛsɛ sɛ saa behavior no ɛno nso ɛyɛ adwene mu ya hare yɛre ne bia na sɛ sɛ na ɛno nso esitie
okay obi a yɛhyia baabi yɛ adeɛ ne tem bia ne adwene different from the others the other guy meet me conclude say adwumu yare because there has to be other factors for which ubetimi ediaye na me program bi say me person me diagnose obi because one hwe ni that ba me ka say me ncho because ni yokoye program bi diagnosis ni hu sem ya na me keka me wie na ma bi sorry I say hey wo do we program afidi am for sorry o mo say me yes the assembly will be 30 minutes for furniture original. You know, me a program be say I am in person me conclude with diagnosis. But the mechanic say one, majority is not always right. But in most cases, we have to go with the majority because it's a on a do not agree. But we say be beso. I won't say, oh, the net minority they can no cre. Esi. Into Yentumi can say adwuma yare necessarily. But we say no maybe on my ye nyina ye ka. This is the normal trend of thought.
Right.
Na after the only person did na baby for cry NCNE. At that point, na so you're concerned.
Because yeah, at that happen pa. I just say, baby,
Yes.
I wish you be a make I say I yet could be na a brand to be a back. I just say, oh, there be a na seven no, and then baby, what can you say? What I didn't see come na ready. And there will be no. Now a confusion a meeting. I mean, my meeting because
Yeah.
if I don't know, I'm hano. Now what the name baby cry and then I just said question ben my was any akoi said okay be now say a cross check baby or because na to be an hajene hajene pa na didn't na woman no minimo say opese ode wo si wo ntiase na e dey na what cause near there bad there
Their
na
sense of reality is different from what they. Well, you know, say me who say BB tuntum and as say me who say oh asemi ayeke the gina pain also who ne differently. Dear me who ne ye me won nyina so a me di gina baby a me gina. Oh, and you know, I have that fixed false belief, which could be a delusion, right? And you know, me wajidie pa say ochine nyame boa insu ye kese bi beto. But menyina so no enye based on the methodologies for no ediamaye. Enye based on insu a emuna. On every chat. Anything the more market ni nyina no. Mu hu de mi hu no. But misu hu de mi hu. And never me jina baby jina.
And I say me just a zero so I said okay yeah. But one will say ye krom no ye ntai ye ni ntai anko sa ankrofo no so e wo make Ghana for mu and I say in African community no yeah and I said ye ja wo mo sa na me no be kan sa ankrofo dia won say be kwa na say ye di wo for ye mo ba ye say na ye no mo on say nkola na bi wo ho a nkola bi so ho a yeah na I say you home say o madwene enye papa but ne ya fa wo mo e bia na yese ye ne wo yese ye goro wo mo ho ye mo mo minim say wo asem bi ka fa Ghana a kire ye na e fa sa ankwala na ye hu wo mo wote de bi mu a ye pay attention na fe yese de ye de wo mo ye de wo mo agoro
Yeah, I don't know asem bi okay, but very exactly how okay no, but to an extent, you know, obi ape bajibi agudie, but obi ape bajimi ewo, right? Say ekoba de say obi ba na say sa na say be osre ofe odi say odi jiju ani dwe ho say akeye wo ba anka obepe ne sa na enti no mete hu ebu ono ma obo na obi might have like delusion psychosis and I say bibi na de na kwotena even radio so not even common you radio so now okay can sem na just to get bites on the airwaves. I think it's a group so be as of mine as Ghana for no. I see a few hunsa. Oh, it's your boy, my boss, a crabby with Down syndrome. Wona ye didn't ho fell.
Yeah,
it's not to educate. It was a oh, yeah, me answer na ye near China, they said this and the near forward. Wow, forward, you know. Me person busa say, Obota, and say. So, anke ye oba, anke obe pese ebeba ne sana. Maybe that's the only question now. Maybe I am bisa because enye idea seriously. What do I say? The other issue I be want to say. Yemfa ne say asema to be when ya psychotic break papa ne ntoma we see adi na okwo boni adi camera si ne so ni etwa. This and bibie na ye pesi etwa and we always want to be the first to break the news. And you know, ni etwa ni ye send oh hwakwe on na hoi me pacho o ye no ana wunya aden wo me wo yonko bi a e type post funny stuff on the status. Ebi on ma legitimately a comedy. Yes, that is different. Ebi on so ultimately say asema to obi. No we post. Once a while, obo no a message you post and my reply. Ah, sister, wait there. Me say me I say, oh, my be who say oh, obo no we delete. Obu also ye na so ne ka. They want to argue say ah wo kwa na onim na e we nya yi keke na e desre. Me question is say anka ye wo anka. The second thing about sir and your man say, ebra wo ya wo post here, ebi a wo the orders. Fa ne say me na to me. At that point, I'm not aware of my surroundings. Nanya me aye madom, elder maso me mu makwa body back hospital, me nye treatment, right? My back. Na fi de me buy me hu na me hu say me video a trending ni. Unse it only gets worse.
Yeah.
It's the message. Sa ne ma na ya ye no. Mu mi ahwe ni ye kakra na emwa. Ha on pakro no more than anything else.
Obesi me bisa say sa issue ya kai ya wonyi ni say obesi me say no nka ho ntina ya na obi e wo sa ha na on pese wo de beko ayresabia me yakwakohwe na
because of stigma na attached to it, you know. Anything and I started with mental health 101, right? Because it say ne adwea kwako si sebe abodan for no so. Okay? Enti ne say mental health pe enye ho na ewo won but other ba membusa question for ye nyina ye hwe nyina ne ye ne eti. Ye fa ne say wo hu say makọ a freestanding psychiatric hospital. Na me pie na maba. Se wo ye Ghana ni what be dey make dey na wo ye Ghana ni na wo ti. Se ever say makọ Accra Psychiatric Hospital and as a Pantai. And as say Washington, the well-known psychiatric hospital. Na me pie maba. Na news na ko pie say oh Philip ko psychiatric hospital. Ye she dey nim dey mekọ ye yempo. Kwada na adwum ha no. Anything no committee and you make him bien for kwem. Other last 4 years next the meeting e ko e obi be pass e bi abeka wo hodo.
Ade abaye ho abaye mpanto ade station mara ko am pass e wadwere nyampa.
Enso e bi ade nye side treatment create na ko e bi amekosire obi mekoye donation mekoye adwuma wo hodo mekopa adwuma na amfa. And I say bibi it could be too many reasons. You know, in terms of stigma, no, tembiano, sa adwena ye wo fa ho ni ntino, emba so bi wa, ya no mpese obesity treatment. And ntino me obi bia me friend no, the 3 T's. T miensa. Bako say ye church teach. Inti abra ye church no, then we have to talk about it. So the next one is talk. Enti no ebra ye chi a usua na usuati bi onso fa kodi nkobo se obi wo hypertension a se okosha no eyefa se na humi de wantimi amma sorry ana se kwese da fo wo kine nyambo a wantimi amma sorry na okosha no na se hypertensive crisis no nya ya they are so comfortable letting you know say oh me nya mojabroso enti no ne mani su briminti na de mantimi amma only problem o. But opa manikoye anything mental health related. Obwa onka oma ombresha no kra. E mo fra no ka che say o na minifie. What dey make no? Because yem pese e beka ho asem. Eti sa hash environment no yen ka ho asem yenye di mu yenye say no. Before we can move away from it, there has to be a lot of understanding and talk about it. Into what it be koye dance for. Na also fa kudi adanse na abra wodi ho adanse na enkomo na ekoso no afi de be ma enkofo are comfortable to talk about it. Then abra ye ka ho asem no so no, then we can seek treatment. Who say ebe normal menka say normal in terms of say oh enye hwe yare bia yare hypertension yare diabetes yare but ekoba de say edu pepper so a afi de eye okay to seek treatment. A man nye den says me will be a seeking who treatment. That's what I say.
Yeah.
Until let's practice the 3 T's. The teach, talk, treat.
Good. Atie for be a will be no I'm for them test message no but you know you better to ask the question back. Doctor obisi people say Now we can say Ebuana or any catcher or to read him or read the Moria man, the Moria Genet, you call Pastor in that question and what kind of person who said, and no, sir, no, or poor man answer 1 day.
Different reasons the bit me there, but it be anxiety, no.
Okay.
It is so be one more anxious, a manner the more, no, right? And I'll go on them so now OCD. They are obsessed with the nails, on perceivable grow even a quarter inch cra until at the earliest convenience or percent a shorter. It's in either way, no, it could be one reason or the other. And yet normal say what you want to know real more. And yeah.
My baby, I mean, already.
Oh,
I
and
know.
that's me. But my sister, for example, come meet you. I say, one will be catching one of them. Hey, no, what you want to do?
But I thought I'd be example.
My sister, Penny's already more.
Or if I'm Monedina, or one. Yeah, but my Musa, a question back because I always said, you see, the word stress. Organ, and I wouldn't my dear friend stress. Now, by what pursue who stress and anchor certain city. We go to the beer. I said, where the not stress, no, I say, I know. Say what you were in ya until we was stress, no.
What you were in the crown? I'm more stressed. Okay. When you say stress, no, baby, so okay, so what Ghana no unya stress and I say no new their friend stress that my mention the entia. Ghana no na ehihye ahodo wo hono ma na ebo ye ho by naturally. Enti na ema stress no and share your so sa but na stress in ba. We always live with stress. One definition na me na it is our inability to manage our normal stresses. It is stress in the day, any year what da. Bible said they have for one time da. Stress no day, any year what da. But the only thing is our inability to manage it, and the money dead. What you say? And you ever say your back room, I say financial refugees and as economic refugees.
Right.
It's the first a year you inclined to say yeah do money pay do money do more. What you say? It's Pastor Lem says yeah half time, double time, time and a half time plus time. It is be a time will come be no ye bogusu. Oh. It's a massa our normal psychosocial support system na ne wo ho mae no. Afi de na e fi ho no. It's a maye vulnerable. Yes say esie ho ba kwan a anabo bi anya ho kwan remu bi. Enti ne sisi na asas normal psychosocial support system na boy ho ban no efi honom no amase bibia to na e dead. Enti the question is stress na nkasa any day. Stress ni ye bibi biara ebepa wo so. Na ebedi usunya. What you say? Enti bibia betimi ato. Sebe ubi bi betimi afimu. You bet mama program was sorry, and don't cry your stress am obi. Right? You school assignment a bit my stress am obi. But who say obia need the way of managing the stress. And I make no and never to me me okay or chine be to me not meant to be managing the year. And the better men so meant to be managing the year no and two before from so and just on purpose to be managing the year. What do I say? And we all deal with stresses differently at different times, but our inability to manage our day-to-day activities, stresses, pressures, occupations, whatever that may come our way, and no, nothing so when you're stressed.
Now, another question about this stress now. So, what's even with us stress and how what kind of management? No, how do we manage stress? Say,
what is causing your stress? And any one size fits all. So, example, me was school. If I'm not preparing towards my exam, now after the exam no be drew, now after the statistician me swa. One of which, so in that case, how do you manage? You have to start preparing towards your exam. One of which, Obu also see me last minute person until you about because Obu on my here's adrenaline rush, you know. Until about adrenaline rush, you know, it me buano ma, it me prepare for the exam. Woko trebia, one here a rush, say, yeah, wona akawa to one of my hair. Until you very different. Until you what is causing the stress. There, it also means a here in stress management in say, and I say in mental health management in general. Understand who you are and know your baseline.
Right.
Okay. And you know, say who baseline now, which means so where the to me, where the to me, I say okay and family where the faha ebehame when them channel hair. And you know, once we know our baseline, then we can have tools in place to curtail the stress now. So another example, you find say nipa dodo mu kasa your problem. You already know that. It is a sorry pay the 4% more program. No more so and now your 13th Sabbath. Pay attention. And now 13th Sabbath, which means that nipa dodo beba. What was it? After the am one kind Bible. Yes, ko tight. And I will know be preachy. One of channel. Me ankasa no nipa dodo mu kasa be problem that. Enti ne sa ni enti no mo ma me start wo kwa da nwumrem paibo. What they mentioned. So how do you know your stress and how do you manage it? So you start lower because the only way to get over your fear is to face your fear. But if facing your fear, no, only David not go facing Goliath at once. Starting baby. Even David was starting fee. Okay, man.
Yep.
We can share accounts now. Or say a brother may share me papa me so no. Until the home was the battlefield. Answer not the way share Goliath. And to tell me, I know you face your fear, but you face it gradually. Now, for the way to me, and they're progressing.
Yeah. Another leading question to when stress, yeah. So, yeah, say if was management stress, yeah, the effect ben what mental health, yeah, can was will there be any effect on my mental?
Yes, and to say the Bible, cash. This is a religious platform, and into the entire Bible here okay. To say the Bible said the love of money is the root of all evil, no. And the entire says stress is the root of all mental health conditions. What do you say? Stress. Oh, there be other you more than you are dreaming up problem. Because of the tag associated with Dambon into news here. But you problem. It exhibits at one point in time. We have that predisposition. Okay. And you know, so one manage stress ni ya, and your mark a cry, it's missing me. A bit more depressed because after the assembly about show so. Unya humwaye into no now depressed. It wants to be more anxious because open moyen tembi towards the Adina Babe show so no into not the way anxious about it. But the air na penny. When you have psychosomatic symptoms from stresses and only treating credit, identifying and treating adding. Why? Because you find they say oya. Your basa and as o ya when you brew. O check your blood pressure normal. O check your blood sugar normal. Wako hospital ya CT scan, CAT scan, MRI. One yes be very normal. And then you come no yes o ya be for. Ya didn't call hospital ya test ni be. Doctor for who she. So ya no ya for one or for tobo. Busa say na no e dey see. And then psychosomatic system. So you having a psychological problem which is now manifesting in physical health, right? Into the Sabanesana, after the ones or a good crop or pressure be costro, but ye name the entire pressure costro. A same AC, Niger be. But them so say, and ye be you consciously think of. Jamuka was a and to be on my AC. I say how, but a do munya. And you know, identifying what is causing the problem no, becomes difficult. A boy also baby to no bear 10-15 years ago, you treating it fully. Afena enya de mu edem. Enti no afena ese ye na ye ko back na ye busa or na Pastor Lems mo be mu no. The psychosocial you for no. No mo no and will go through therapy and all of that and then get you out.
Yeah. Another question I'm was how do I know say me depressed? How do I know I'm depressed?
Once again, you have to know your baseline. Obu onma or that 10 hours are normal, right? Sleeping matata for or that 10 hours are normal. But so nano usually 6-7 hours. But recently, when we say why about uni appetite bisa, and as I said, you realize something is not right, yet you are eating so much as compensation. Ebu ono so na wotumi sɛ wonni atenka a wode bɛyɛ nneɛma bi obu ono wotumi sɛ n'ani gye nnwom ho paa nso ɔno apa na nso mbakɔ practice woto nnwom kora paa sɛ nyɛ ne dɛ onni saa ho keka no then you know so okay bibi enyo right.
Na ma me musa question ye we de aye maye be wo mu hayi o mo nyini ba kakra etro bi a ese obakasa fie ho ese onkasa fie ho ese ubuza na sama ese de bia ese nanim why so straightforward ese what is this something wrong wo mo anasa wo madwiri mo anasa de ya na e ma wo mo behave sa memo ana mawe ne nyina mo anything so kakra bi sa no ese de ubuza na sama kura wanye si ankyerɛ wa wɔma wansa
Okay.
saa
Yeah. Naka be try some my answers are short I short, but as a questions never no so here long answers.
ya ba ya koso
Okay. So I didn't know drew pepper so omo yes sir. The edikai say omo do teenage years na the hormonal imbalance no emma affect omo attitude and behavior. Nti eno ye the edikai. The toss mienu around that age no so no they seem to know more about the world than Ejauni. Doctor Etidinchi, who knew she. You know, a man is they feel say they're on a different league.
yeah
Say around that same time of their life, and also no, they feel say they are so what do you cry for? Say, I said, be to me or more. They are invisible. Be I said they are invisible. Be and to say around that time they take some risky behaviors. You ask yourself, so what is wrong with you? Because at that point, that is how they feel, right? And around that time, and also no, for some of them, they also feel say, what you mean, one every channel. Until the nina comes together. Now, ebra together, sano. As typical African parents, ya ne enya ntoboase nso ene omo nni hu nkomo ne ehu de techi da koye kai enti abra wo tiatia no na odwe so de tiatia na ebro na eyi na ba be correct no the more you do that the more you lose them.
oh yeah
enti no that will be the shortest form meet me the here no
I me say o na Ghanaian parent atiatia mu ye okay
and also your stress ano na me atiatia atete no enti abra o mo tete no we also feel that our defense is to scream. The same brothers never has a nation in Koma. Incredible to be sure. Uncle Julia, why are you shouting? Whatever, Mama. Uncle Paul, why are you yelling? Well, Daddy, why are you guys fighting? I was young Kuyo. Sadi Casa Sadi D. Como.
na me ka say me nko me fie ha ya me na mami why
Yeah, because who was there to the American who receive voice a aggression.
yeah
To a Ghanaian who receive voice a assertiveness.
right
It's the cultural differences. It's the Debbie and Yantokwa, you move here, but we have been assertive.
yeah can I say we dia
Sanity. It's and it's the yeah, yeah, na kayo.
I'm say brand yes mom say doctor pokwa jma was me say o te yanka dia dog what yanka enim say paso baso dia say me ntimi nya no papa anyway Yeah. Enti abusuafo atiefo bia woti yemfiri bia ene Dr. Philip Yentumi ena Ofori-Yentumi ena edi enkoma nwumre yebre nom se na yebe na aso a ne sa yentimi nkansem ne nyina menim se at the right time sa na ba na wasa be chechire mu bio akire enti ne yebe ma na bone tofa de ode mai ya ommo tofa na afi yemfe dwumadie ne nyina emre na wie.
Yo, Doc Medase. I'm say and questions in no eco stress so which is very good. Now me person be call into other conditions. It means say the can in no into I say aye adwuma. And you know that is the fundamental, the basis. Stress no and acquire fire by of most conditions are edeba. Now it the me person nye fi ene die mu ni nyina ne say adwuma pomoden eye sonko fi adwumu yare. Enti no menyare enso menti apo. What I say? Wonti apo dia na che say nyoma bi ho dokro bi ho nye oye. Saa so na wadwe mu no it could be so say edokro enye oye bi sa but onyare. Enti no ni nyina mu no say ya manage ni ye a then it may lead to other problems. Ebi ne say wadwuma mu etimi ma productivity ekofem. Esa say obi wo hono mo tete, therefore you are not stable in your mind. That becomes a stressor. It affects productivity. Well, ufie ye tete ufie until the time be upie crown person be fie. Thank God it's Friday. We know see baby. One of which the hair. It is Saturday many nyina no. Yem boy ya dwe ho ban. Na dem person be job create.
Right.
There is no health without mental health.
Yeah. Where the my camera amount for the message you about Facebook if I manage to my main cab next year. I say doctor, if someone is very quiet at all time and find it difficult to communicate with others, can we say that that person has mental illness or mental issues?
It's possible.
Okay.
This is why. If you have anxiety, you may not want to relate with others, right? And only about
Right.
Obu also now anxiety in this case may be social anxiety and I say bisa. Obu also are now or attention deficit.
Mm-hmm.
And you know they are not really even in tune with their course. Obu also are anything of is possible. It's also possible so say any mental health. Obu one why I just shy. All people know what you know. So odru baby a onya ne circle na utumi say na no wode.
I know.
Into obi sa ne there you know say okay enye it's possible say higher the ferry for. Obi also odru baby a mama cho okay mama fa me ho nya fato. Since me my kasaporo na me kasa tintintin na wo be say o mi obi a me pe kasa pa. But to share me bonte na say ma anya ye a me pacho ma ne nyo nwanwa. Me nyo obi a me pe kasa bebresa. Me enipadin pa. Metima about Washington, sorry, want to met on the whole time. Me sorry, no matter me book. Maybe I'm a chaplain, me chair no my phone baby, no me call. But when the situation presents itself, now if you don't who say me ne praise ne kismet, what to them ne ko ke. What to them say I'm going in and this say yes. After the me comfort zone. Until a different baby ane. And Sunday or more, all weather. Maybe
Yeah. And then Mammy Abraham from Bana, they was asking me, so I said, is mental health curable or managed?
It's manageable, curable, and treatable.
Okay.
Depending on which one. And you know, no, we cure, they move on, no relapse. If you also you have to continue to manage, right? If you a lifetime. Once again, I'm fan Tutu physical health.
Right.
Obinya hypertension. Obu no obenya you be treat ebeko. Obu also obenya they'll stay on for the rest of their lives, right? And you know,
Yo. But here for you, madam, must be very more boy in a question. Hold on, mother by any. I mean, if say, you can a stress, need depression, but anxiety, no be what Yentumi am so that means at the right time, the best doctor Banafe, while church you move, Sajuma dear Montino. Yet I must be very some of my kind, Hona, mobile boy, doctor, so Yamin Shiro, there was be very so. Nancy by a man at the end, so that did about Doctor for the normal. Yamisha be the best side was about me. A man is almost up or pass at the was up a bit. Say at the right time, the best Yamisha be say over kind how much you might eat a bass. Yamisha, there was a baby.
Mr. Bedamase.
Doctor said, yeah, mommy.